Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the 5 Jamaican fishermen who got in some trouble out at sea and was arrested and detained by US Coast Guard for 32 days. The reason why I decided to actually cover this issue, even though it has been in the news a couple days ago, I just didn't believe that such an ordeal had enough coverage, and I would like to use my channel to add more volume to the cries and to the plea of these fishermen. I saw the article on the Jamaican News, and I also read the article online in the Jamaican Gleaner. In my opinion, it was just news, and before you know it, other domestic news took over, and other entertainment news actually pushed such a crisis to the side, and it was appalling to me. I also read where these guys, 4 of the 5, are in pursuit of a lawsuit against the United States of America, but they're using ACLU, which is the American Civil Liberty Union. Immediately after realizing that that is the branch they're actually using to pursue their lawsuit, my question is, where's the Jamaican government? Where's the Jamaican aid? Where's the Jamaican assistance where this is concerned? These are humanity issues, people, and issues like this give the government of Jamaica an opportunity to demonstrate that they do care about their citizens. Obviously, this is a legal issue, and before I get into it, I just want to stress on the fact that the Jamaica Minister of Security, Minister of Justice and Security, this is an opportunity where you can step in and go, these are my citizens, so we're going to make sure that we take a matter like this seriously, so Jamaican people know that we're there for them, and American people also know that we are ready to defend our citizens. In my opinion, Jamaican citizens and Jamaican government give the United States of America too much credit. Jamaican citizens and Jamaican government act as if, well, America is far way better than us as human. Forget wealth and forget commerce. I'm talking about where humanity is concerned. None of us are better. US citizens are no better than Jamaican citizens. We all bleed blood. You understand? And after hearing the ordeal that these men went through, I was appalled to realize how quiet it is. How come I'm not hearing any buzz about this? How come Jamaicans are not making any fuss about it? But then again, come to think of it, Jamaicans never usually make fuss about anything. They usually just say, well, you know, I saw it go, and they move on with their life. While as an expat living overseas, in the countries where I've lived, and even watching international news, even recently there was an uproar, was it in Hong Kong, where the citizens disagree with something and they went out in their numbers and they do what you call a peaceful protest. Jamaicans can also have peaceful protests, but I've never seen anything like this. I mean, in any other country, something like this happened, where the human rights of a country's citizens has been violated, you would be almost more than certain to see that there would be some form of protest in front of the US Embassy. I mean, after hearing some of the testimonies from these fishermen, it did move my heart a little, but in more ways than one. I mean, I felt for them what they went through, but at the same time, I felt for them and the citizenship that they hold, because it seemed as if, well, the Americans already knew that these are Jamaicans. We can treat them anyway, and nothing much is going to come out of it. According to these fishermen, they had difficulties while they were out at sea, and their boat set adrift. And while they were there, they saw the US Coast Guard coming towards them. Whether they thought they were coming to help them or what, the US Coast Guard securing their waters, felt the need that they should be arrested and detained. Okay, so let me not condemn the U.S. Coast Guard for detaining them, because nobody knew. I would assume no one knew whether or not these were fishermen, or did they have illegal intentions? Were they planning to get their boat to the U.S.? You know, so let's put the benefit of the doubt in the midst of things, and let's say the United States of America's Coast Guard were doing their jobs according to the books. The minute the United States of America detain these fishermen, one thing they have to do while waiting for the administration process to complete, you have to treat them as they appear. They are humans, even if they were criminal. Doesn't matter to me if they were criminal or if they were fishermen. You have to treat them as humans. To have these guys chained at the ankles as if they were back in the slave days, to have them rained on, to have the sun come and dry them, to have the elements of nature to abuse them on the deck of your ship, in itself prove abuse of humanity. It sickens me just to hear it, but like I'm saying, people, it sickens me to not hear any more noise about it, to not hear the Prime Minister of Jamaica address it, to not hear the Minister of Justice and Security address it, to give not only these 5 people assurance, but to give Jamaicans in a whole assurance, to say, listen, any Jamaican citizen that get themselves into any form of difficulty, we, Jamaica, as a country, got your back. We're here for you. You're one of us. I'm not hearing any of this. I'm hearing newspaper, news media putting it out there as news or gossip, and then that's quieted. It's end. What's up, Jamaica? What's up with my Jamaican people? These are issues that we have to make noise about, because it pertains to humanity. Recently, we've been hearing a lot about human trafficking, and the world is condemning it. Okay, this has nothing to do with human trafficking, but it falls in the same category of humanity. And we cannot allow our brothers and our sisters and our fellow human, forget race, forget color, forget nationality. First and foremost, we are humans, and Jamaican people have to take matters like this a little more serious. The fishermen, from what I read, they've got sufficient grounds. Proving it, you know, could be difficult. I've studied criminal law, I've studied civil law, and when it comes to court and when it comes to lawsuit, it's all about evidence. So proving it could be difficult, but whether they prove their case that they've been mistreated and their human rights have been violated for 32 consecutive days, if they can prove that, you know, more power to them. But whether it is proven to be true or false, as long as such allegation is made against the United States of America, Jamaica and its people should be behind its citizens 100%, wanting to make independent investigation to make sure that, well, the U.S. Coast Guard follow the books, and if in the cases that the U.S. Coast Guard actually violated the rights of Jamaica, there can also be consequences. America is not above the rest of the world. American Coast Guard, American lawmen has to follow international law and order like any other lawman, like any other citizen. And what bothers me the most is, after reading and listening to this news, these 5 men were detained in Caribbean waters. So they were pretty much more home than they were away. And that shows you how much power we're giving the U.S. Coast Guard. That they weren't only being abusive to these 5 detainees, but they were abusing them on their own grounds, because they were actually still in Caribbean waters. The United States of America does not have jurisdiction over the Caribbean waters. So if the United States of America Coast Guard suspected these guys to be criminals, it's all good and it's all within the aligned with law that you can detain them. And it doesn't matter if it takes 32 minutes, 32 hours, or 32 days for the administration and verification to be assessed. As long as these guys are in your custody, in the United States of America's Coast Guard custody, you have to treat them in a humane manner. Once again, this video is only to promote. I'm actually promoting people to stand up for their rights and people to bond as citizens, whether that is a country citizenship, whether that is a regional citizenship, or whether it's world citizenship. We have to stand up for each other, because ignoring the violation of one person, one race, or one citizen is allowing room for the violation of all people in the future. So people, tell me if you agree with what I'm saying. Let me know how you feel about this. And if your heart does goes out for these 4 fishermen, forget lawsuit, forget monetary compensation, and focus more on humanity, and leave a comment just to substantiate their cry, because there are only 4 voices. If people don't help to let their plea or their cry heard, it's just going to fall on deaf ears, and the world's just going to move on and trample over them, and that's just going to leave more room for other future violation to Jamaicans, to Caribbean people, to human beings on a whole. And I'm definitely not for that. And I trust that most of my subscribers and viewers are not for that, but 100% for humanity. And that's pretty much my message today, people. Once again, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for your comment, and more than anything, thanks for your subscription. Until next time, people, peace.